Hi, this is Richard from Hexachords, and today I'm very excited to show you the first overview of Orb Composer. It's a product we've been working on for more than 5 years. Orb Composer is a powerful tool to create music mockups and experiment musical ideas. Orb Composer creates notes based on your choices and sends those notes to the DAW, so you need a DAW to use Orb Composer. So let's dive into it. On the left menu, we have 5 different tabs. We have the block tab, the bar item tab, the chord progression tab, the chord tab, and the instrument tab. So the first one is the blocks tab, block items. The block items represent the type of music block you want to use. We have mainly 4 categories: intro, theme with theme variations, transition, and endings. On the second tab, we have the bar items, which represent how the block is divided into phrases. So for example, here default is 8 bars, and you have different type of structures. S means standard, Q means question, which means a musical question. AQ means answered based on the question. A means simply answer. And you have also A prime, which is basically a different answer. Here is a tab of chord progressions. You can use the standard chord progressions we provide, around 50 famous chord progressions, or you can also create your own chord progressions. You can create 4 chord progressions at a time. Here you have simply the chords on the first tab that you can click and hear directly from the DAW. So for example, if you prefer to have like a piano for the chord, you can simply load a piano on the track. And if you prefer orchestra, which I've put here, you have like a lot of different chords, of course, and you can listen to them directly here, and you can change the key here as well. And then the 5th tab is about instruments. So at any time, you can drag and drop an instrument to add it to the mockup. For each instrument and for each articulation, you can calibrate the range and the dynamics very accurately in the settings based on the VST you use. So for example, you can adjust that pianissimo for violin 1 staccato are at velocity 32. Like this, it gives you a very accurate control of the sound output. You can also use your own hardware synth, and for this we'll do another demo about like Orb Composer with synths to be coming probably within 2 weeks. Now let's move on to the top menu here. So on the right side, you have a classic sequencer, like a player, and default settings for the composition. So the BPM, the tonality or the mode, the time signature. You have also a MIDI panic button in case notes off don't appear. It can happen sometimes when the DAW has like CPU peaks. So it's always a useful tool to have. And here I will show you a little bit later. It's just to select the parameters from the clips you want to see. So now, okay, here you have like the curves and the structure and the place for blocks here. So let's create a theme. I will pick a bar item. So it's question and answer based on question here. So you have like default curves. So for example, like you can intensity, space, and momentum. So intensity is a high-level parameter, which is a mix of orchestration and dynamism. Momentum determines approximately the horizontal density of notes, and space is about the number of instruments in the musical space. So for example here you have 5 magic buttons for each block, for almost each block. If it's a block containing a melody, you have this button here which allows the creation of a new melody. You have this one to create instrument clips, you have this one to change the chords, this one to change the notes, and this one to create everything in one click. When I mean everything, it's like a complete musical context. So for example, I have curves here, so I will click here once. So you can see here I have an orchestration. If I click again, I have of course a different orchestration. The chords change as well as I click here. If I just change here, you see it's changing the chords. Here it's changing the melody. Here it's keeping all the same parameters, same clip parameters, but it changes the notes. And here it simply changes the instrument, but it keeps the same chords. And of course, like based on the curve you draw, it will of course change the clips here. So the last thing I want to show you today is the clip parameters. So the clip parameters, for example, I will click on this cello here, spiccato. For each clip you have control over everything, which means the articulation, the role of the instrument from melodic roles to accompaniment roles, background and bass, and also the doubling of the voices. The dynamics, so for example if you just want to do crescendo, you do it here directly instead of usually changing the velocities inside the DAW. You also have the rhythm tab, which allows you to choose a rhythm momentum and the rhythm complexity. You can also have a very specific rhythm in mind and input it here. You also have control over the register of the instrument, which means if you want the instrument to play low in his lowest register, in the medium register, etc. Then the polyphony of the instrument. For accompaniment, polyphony is all time 1, but for example for background it can go up to 5. It is usually something which happens, for example, for horns, playing like 4 or 5 chord notes. And then you have the different chord notes. So for example, if you select 3 on a C major chord, it will play the 3 notes, C, E, G. If you select 2, you will choose between C and E, or E and G, or C and G, etc. So that's enough for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And in the next video I will just record some sounds from Orb Composer, and I won't be talking. Okay, so thank you very much for your attention, and bye bye.